All right, everybody, welcome back to the #1 television program in the history of the entire universe. I am Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon, The Blackest Heart, and The Lonesome Crown. All three books published by Simon & Schuster's Saga Press. Today I'm going to be reviewing one of my favorite reads of the year, I think, and that is Steven Brust's The Baron of Magister Valley. I loved this book. I've been reading a lot of Steven Brust books this spring and summer and reviewing them on the channel. But this is a standalone novel. Now, it's set in his Vlad Taltos / Phoenix Guards world. There's about 19 books or so in the Vlad Taltos series. And then in the Phoenix Guards series, there's about 5 books. And I've got all those, and I've reviewed a lot of them, and I will review all of them eventually for the channel. But this is a standalone book in that world that he's created. The world of Dragaria, or Dragaria. I don't know how to pronounce it. But anyway, much like the Vlad Taltos books are very whimsical, funny, hard-boiled noir fiction set in a fantasy world. The Phoenix Guards 5 books are kind of like a homage to the Alexander Dumas Three Musketeers. Now, this book is sort of Steven Brust's homage to Alexander Dumas's Count of Monte Cristo. And so he makes no apology for that. Right from the very beginning, he talks about how this may or may not be a straight ripoff of the Count of Monte Cristo. Told from the perspective of Parfee of Roundwood, who is a narrator that narrates a lot of the stories that are in the Steven Brust world. Okay, anyway, so let's talk about the cover first, because you know I love graphic design and cover illustration. So let us give a shout out to the illustrator, David Palumbo, for doing a great job of, I know I've got these plastic covers on my books, but let me see if I can, yeah, that's a great cover of our main character there, the Baron of Magister Valley. So Parfee of Roundwood. He is a character within the Steven Brust universe, but he's a storyteller. And a lot of the stories in the Steven Brust universe are told through the eyes and penmanship of Parfee of Roundwood. And he does a great job, especially in the Phoenix Guards books, where he really does mimic the cadence of the Three Musketeers and the way that those characters interact and the dialogue between them. And he keeps up the same hijinks with this book too. The dialogue is what sparkles most in these books. There are laugh out loud moments of when characters are just talking back and forth. And they just talk back and forth in the most absurd manner, but it makes sense, and you got to read it to know what I'm talking about. And those of you that have read it and know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so we start. So Parfee of Roundwood, this great storyteller, he narrates, let's just say in a very garrulous, wordy style. That's clever. Now, our main character, Aramet, he is he's betrothed to Livoshe. I don't know how you pronounce that. It's Livoshe. Livosha? Livosha? No, L-O... Can I fuck that up? Livosha. Livosha. His newly betrothed. They're going to get married, and they're so happy. They're part of an aristocratic family. Both of them are part of 2 aristocratic families. And they're gonna. But Aramet, before he can get married to his love, he is sent on a mission at the behest of his parents. And his parents want him to go on this journey to Count Doran the Count of Westward, and give him a pendant, and then ask the Count Doran of Westward for help. They want more guards. Can you send us some more fighting men to help protect our estate, because we don't have enough? And so they send their son off on this journey. Of course, it all goes to shit. This simple quest, it all goes to shit. In amusing ways, you feel for our main character. He's betrayed. Anyway, meanwhile, Livosha, his girl, his betrothed, and her brother are made privy to a plot against their own family, and they flee to safety. But at the same time they flee to safety, they also kind of take upon themselves their own quest to find out what happened to Aramet, Livocia's betrothed, because he's gone. He disappeared. He's just vanished. And time in these books, these characters live in the Steven Brust books. Characters sometimes live for thousands of years. And so when Aramet is thrown into prison for a good portion of his life, he just didn't get a 5 to 10 year sentence. He got like a 500 some odd year sentence, and he lived in this prison. And the prison is that he's taken to is called Burning Island. And he is named prisoner number 81. Now, Burning Island, the reason it's called Burning Island is because it's on an active volcano. It's right there. I mean, it's like people don't escape from it. It's got a lot of dangers. No one's ever escaped. So, what is the story here? Of course, this is just like the Count of Monte Cristo. Will our main character ever escape? Will his beloved and her brother help him escape? Well, those are the questions. And you know, this is a 400 or 500 page book, and I've only talked about, so far I've only given you the plot introduction that in the first 25 pages of the book. So I'm not going to give away what happens, but does our man escape? Does he get revenge on those that betrayed him? Does he figure out why he was tossed into prison? Because he doesn't know. Things go sideways on his quest real fast, and next thing you know, he's in prison. And what will happen? Who betrayed? It's much like the Count of Monte Cristo, and Steven Brust tells us right up front that it's going to be like that. This is his ode to the Count of Monte Cristo. And I've read the Count of Monte Cristo, but I'm not familiar enough with it to probably have gotten all of the inside kind of Easter eggs that probably a lot of people will get who are obsessed with the Count of Monte Cristo. But I know the story of the Count of Monte Cristo enough to have appreciated what Steven Brust was doing here. It's just a great, great read. I enjoyed every single word in this book. I just thought it was magnificent. It's an absolute 10 out of 10. And any fantasy fan would love it. And especially if you love Steven Brust.